So we have two labelers and two projects, and we want to organize the collaboration process and demonstrate various collaboration scenarios. Let's take a look at the data first. Those are two projects that I would like to label. Let's open the first one. It just contains 4 images that looks like this. And let me first create classes. So I will label lemons here, and I will use rectangular shapes to label them. And let me also pick a color here, say like this. Also, I will create a class for kiwi fruit. I will just put kiwi for short here, and I will also define a rectangular shape for this class. And I will also specify the color, say a red one in this case. Now, of course, I could go and label the data myself. So essentially, what I could do is just to open this labeling interface, go to the very first image, maybe close some tabs here, and just pick a rectangle, a class, specify a class, and just do everything myself in this kind of fashion. But it's not the point. In this video, I would like to illustrate collaboration of several persons to achieve the same result. So let me actually drop my annotations, and instead I will follow a bit different approach. So I will ask my team members to perform these labeling tasks, and these labeling tasks are called labeling jobs. And you see that James has an annotator role and Oliver has an annotator role, and those are the persons to whom I will assign the tasks. So let me go to labeling at scale section here and just create a new labeling task. So let me call it lemons labeling job. I could provide either short description or detailed description here. Then I will be the reviewer in this case, and I would like to assign this task to label lemons to James. So I will ask James to label lemons, and I will ask Oliver to label kiwi fruits. So the next thing is to define the project, and I will deal with this project, this part 1, fruits and vegetables part 1, and I will pick a data set that contains 4 images. I may also specify whether to use basic labeling interface or advanced one, so I will stick to basic right now, and I will restrict the labeling to only one class here. I may also define whether a person can see annotations on only his own, or annotations of other people. In this case, let me define the option to see only own annotations. So, and after that, I can just create this labeling task. So what we see here is that the task is created by me, and the task is assigned to James, and also I'm the reviewer of the task. Now what I can do is to actually clone this task, and I will say that, okay, I want to label the same images. This time, though, I would like to label kiwi fruits. So maybe I will define the task something like this, in this kind of way. But this time I will assign the task not to James but to Oliver, and I will still be the reviewer. And you see that the data sets here the data is the same, since we just cloned this labeling job based on the same data. But I will ask to label different class in this case. So I will ask to label kiwi fruit. And after that, everything is the same. I will just create this labeling job. So again, we see that I created another task, assigned it to Oliver, and I am myself also the reviewer in this case. So let me actually log in as logout and log in as James. So it's important to illustrate here the following concept. So if I go to the teams of James, I will see that James is a member of two teams. The one under his name, and the other team is in-house team. And it's important to mention that, say, in one team a person may be admin or have some other role, but in my team James has very limited role called annotator. And if I as James go to the in-house team, what I will see here is that actually nothing is available for me here to do except to complete the tasks that were assigned to me. So let me do exactly that. I will open this task, and what you will see is that I cannot create more classes. I just can pick one single class and one single instrument here and label on the lemons. And let me quickly do that. So here is like one lemon, and let me submit this one. Click confirm button. So let me define another one. And say this one, confirm, and the last one. But let me make deliberately here a mistake, so I will do very imprecise annotations here and submit this as well. So I have completed the task that was assigned to me and assigned to James, and after that I can just say, okay, I want to submit these results. Okay, so James, in this team, James has no more tasks to complete. Okay, let me log out and log in as Oliver. So Oliver has also one task to complete, and since Oliver has an annotator role in this team, again, actions are not available to Oliver here except the actions that is related to completing the task that is assigned to Oliver. So Oliver may open this task. Again, the only class that is available is kiwifruit. So let me also complete the task to illustrate the idea. So I will quickly label all the kiwifruits here. And probably I should confirm and label more kiwifruits. I have just 4 images here, so it will be relatively fast for me to complete this task. So let me label these 3 little kiwifruits, and I will label more or less precise in this case. So the last one, the last image. Yeah, now that's it. So I confirm also. If I go back, I see the progress, and I also submit. Oliver, in this case, has no more tasks to complete. Let me log in under my account again to see the outcome, to see what came out of the work of James and Oliver. So, in a very straightforward way, is just to open this original project and dataset, say in this labeling interface, and what I will see is the aggregation of the work for James and Oliver. I may stop here, or I may keep working on the level of labeling jobs. So let me actually illustrate one thing here. So if I go to settings, I may disable show who created an object as a text. So that's a useful option. It was on actually. So I can click this button and see that that lemons was labeled by James and Oliver labeled kiwifruits. that might be useful for analysis. Let me go back to the labeling jobs actually. So if I go to labeling at scale section, what I will see is that the labeling jobs, the tasks that I create for the users has different status now. So they has on review status. And say, let me first deal with kiwi fruits, with the task that that was performed by Oliver. So let me actually open these images. Probably I will just start with the very first one, and I may say, okay, I like the way it's done. I click accept button here, and that's okay also, and that's okay as well as this, and yeah, that is the first one. So I'm pretty much satisfied with what Oliver has accomplished. I may just go and correct annotations here myself if I want. So, for example, this is not that precise. I may correct it a bit if I want. So nothing prevents me from editing the objects that was completed by an annotator. Yeah. So let me go back. So let me see the statistics of the labeling tasks that Oliver has completed, and I see that there was like 4 images and 4 images was accepted. If I go back let me go back and deal with the task of James. The task that was assigned to James. It has also on review status. And by the way, this task for Oliver, I can click finish so that this task becomes completed. So let's open the labeling task, the labeling job that was completed by James. Let me actually also start with the very first one. So say I accept this image. Accept this image, but I definitely don't like the way it is labeled. One way I just can correct myself. One way to deal with is just correct myself. The other way is maybe more systematic, so I may do the following. So I may create an issue here so that I can say that box is too wide, for example, and create a new issue. This issue will be served as a feedback for James to know what was wrong with the annotation and the way for him to correct this mistake. So what I will do, I will just ask to annotate again this image. I will ask James to annotate this image again and correct the mistake. And here is the way how to do that in Supervisely. So probably I have to refresh this one. Yeah, so yeah, I have just forgot to actually reject the image. So I have created an issue here, but I also have to say that okay, I don't like this image. So this image is rejected actually. So again, if I go back, so and now I see that if I go to statistics here, I will see that 3 images are accepted and 1 is rejected. Let me go back, and here is interesting button here, restart rejected. So if I click on that, I can say that okay, let mark existing labeling job as completed, but create a new one where the task will be assigned again to James, and I will be the reviewer. And if I do this action, there will be a new labeling job created for James to complete, and this labeling job will include this one rejected image. So let me quickly log out again and log in as James. So now I see that James has, I'm James right now, and I have this labeling job, and this labeling job just contains one image like this, which I can actually go and correct. So it works like this. And then I will just confirm that now it's okay, and I will submit these images, this labeling job with just one image. And again, if I log in as myself, and if I go back to the labeling at scale section and to this job that is on review right now, so I see, okay, now everything is good. I can just accept that, and now my now the annotation process for the first project is completed. So I can just double check that by going to projects, open this project again in any labeling interface, and just quickly verify that essentially all the annotations are performed in a correct way. Now let's deal with the second project a bit differently. So I have second part of this project, which contains just another 4 images, which looks similar, and I also have created the classes already. And let me show you how I could distribute labeling jobs in a bit different way here. So what I could do, I could go to labeling at scale section one more time, and let me actually click finish to complete the previous labeling job. So if I go to labeling job, to labeling at scale section here, what I can do, I can create new labeling job, and let me call it, say, labeling job for lemons and kiwi. I will skip the descriptions here, but what I would like to illustrate is that I may assign not only to one person, but essentially to many persons. And if I do so, the images will be split evenly between those persons. So in this case, I will say, okay, I would like to label fruits and vegetables part 2, and the dataset name will be this will be DS1. I will also pick basic labeling toolbox here, and this time I will not restrict persons to label certain classes. I will just ask them to label all the classes that are available, and I will keep all the settings the same. Here is what happened. So we had this second project, part 2, and this project contained 4 images, and the images were split evenly between James and Oliver. So James has to label 2 images from this project, and Oliver has to label 2 images from this project. Let me actually complete the labeling. So again, I will follow very similar procedure. I will log in as James first. Now James has this new labeling task. Again, I'll just open that, and and pick the appropriate class and just label image number 1 here. And then I will label the second one, so I don't have lemons here, I just have kiwi fruits. So let me quickly label that like this. And confirm. So now James completed the work, and he can submit it. And let's do the same for Oliver. Again, log out, log in as Oliver, and Oliver has also 2 images to label in this case. And you see that in the previous example, we had just one class available for each annotator. Now we do not implement this restriction, so we have all the classes available for each person, for each annotator. So let me first label lemon here, and quickly label kiwi fruits also, like this. Yeah, like this, and confirm. Oh, quite a number of kiwi fruits, but let me quickly do that. This is the last image. And I have a lemon to label left, so let me do that also. Yeah, I confirm. And now I can refresh this page, and I see that 2 out of 2 images are labeled, and I will submit. And the last step is just verification step. So if I log out and log in as myself here, I will see I can open this project, and I will see the aggregations of the labels here. So in this case, I would like to enable author also, so that I could see who actually labeled the object. So I think this option will allow me to do that. Yeah, so this lemon was labeled by James, as well as, so the first 2 images actually was labeled by James, and the second was the third and fourth image was labeled by Oliver. So that's it for this live demo. Collaboration at scale has many scenarios and options which I didn't show you. It was brief enough, but hopefully useful. See you in the next section.